When you're inside, you look up and you almost have the impression that there's nothing there at all. Like James Turrell, or like the opening in the Pantheon, you know, just an oculus. Light brings space to life, you know. Without light, you know, what's the point of space? 4 years ago, I spotted this site. It was at auction, surrounded completely by Victorian buildings. And I realized that with all the adjacent buildings, we had to build something that would be quite low in profile because it sort of interfered with adjacent established rights to light. And the idea of these pavilions with the pyramidal roofs came up. The house is made up out of 6 pods, and then together the pods define the courtyard. And I didn't want the windows facing the courtyard to be too large, so it became clear that we needed our source of light from above. We got working with the Rooflight company quite early on. I had been familiar with the Neo Rooflight. I worked with Peter King for the development of that product, and we showed him a really early model of the scheme. That informed the design because he spoke to us about the maximum dimensions, for instance. We then changed the design so that, you know, we would get a really nice big opening within the parameters that sort of make sense over each pavilion. The geometry of the building is incredibly complicated. Hardly anything is rectangular. We started having these trapezoid shapes by intersecting, sort of slicing off the top of the pyramids at an angle, and the pyramids themselves already not rectangular. So you had all these different trapezoid shapes. The Rooflight company had all the 3D modeling of their system, and they could then quickly develop the trapezoid versions so that we had fairly good visualizations of what things would look like. Yeah, it's a very complicated project because no two roof lights were the same, and we knew we wanted opening roof lights. That was one of the criteria. We knew it was going to be difficult to reach them, so you know, it made sense to have an automated system to lift up the roof lights. And I knew that the Rooflight company had worked that system out completely. They knew exactly which motor to put in with which weight roof light. And then on the outside, we needed to get the frames to sit on top of the standing seam roof, and so the surround of the frames had to match the color of the standing seam roof, and then it just had to sit on like a sort of slice of red steel. That's what we wanted from in the side elevation. It was terribly exciting when they finally came in and they were lifted in, and you know, we got onto the adjacent roof and looked down, and it was a major milestone in the development of the project when that happened. The thing about the natural light is, of course, that the top light is that it changes all the time. It changes the moods inside the house. It's a great source of light, and you can follow the course of the day as the light moves around. So you're very in tune with what's happening, what nature's doing around you. So it's almost a spiritual quality. Throughout this project, there was a sort of excitement and buzz about making it happen, and yeah, I think everybody shared that, and the roof lights were a really important part of bringing the whole project to life.